All right, I guess we'll wait for everybody to come on in. If you guys are here in the chat, let us know. We are going to get started with this webinar really shortly. We're just going to give some people time to actually hop in the webinar. But while we're waiting for everybody to come on in, I'm curious, for those of you that are already in here, let us know where you guys are from, where you're tuned in from in the comments, because we want to give you a special shout out. Also, so you guys know, there is a Q&A section. I see somebody's already submitted a question. Please add your questions there so we can make sure to address those. And if you guys have a particular question that somebody has already submitted, feel free to give it an upvote and we'll make sure to address the most popular questions first. But looks like we got somebody from Kalamazoo, Michigan. We got somebody from Germany, Canada, Netherlands, Nova Scotia, more Germany, Florida, hello, India, Long Island, Spain, Finland, Argentina, Italy, Spain, Florida, Amsterdam, Seattle, Argentina, Cali, Romania. You guys
so many.
So many from all over the world. This is awesome. Paris, we're seeing Texas. That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are all here. I'm really excited for us to get talking about the marketing integrations webinar, because all of you know marketing is really important to beat sales. And so Jamil, our resident tutorial expert, has put together a lot of really cool videos that kind of walk you through how to use the integration and some best practices in order for you guys to be able to do it relatively quickly instead of trying to figure it out yourself. So we'll give everybody about 1 more minute and then we'll go ahead and get started with the webinar. I'm seeing people from, oh, good morning, from New Zealand.
This is making me want to travel so badly. Seeing all these different locations.
Columbus, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Munich, Germany, Chile. This is all really exciting. Again, for those of you that are in the actual webinar, if you have a question, make sure that you go in the Q&A portion of the Zoom. Gosh, I can't speak. And submit your questions there. If you really like something, go ahead and give it an upvote. And again, we're going to ask the most important questions first. All righty. Well, since we're about 3 minutes in, we'll go ahead and get started. First off, I guess let's start by introducing ourselves. So my name is Jasmine. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at BeatStars. I've been with BeatStars for about a year now, but I've been in marketing pretty much since I graduated college, since I got my first job in college. And I've worked with a really wide variety of industries. So I've kind of gotten that good, diverse marketing experience. And on top of that, my boyfriend's a producer on BeatStars. So I've been able to kind of see firsthand how exactly you go about growing a business. So now I'm here to kind of help talk about the overall marketing side of things and how to develop a business in a way that's scalable.
Jamil, you want to go for it or should I?
Sure. I'm gonna let you go first.
Don't rush.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Jamil. I also work on the marketing team with Jasmine and Allison. I create content for BeatStars. So really creating a lot of the educational material that you see, whether it be on the help desk or on our YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been creating the producer marketing playbook, which is going to be like a big jumping off point for what we're going to be talking about today. I've been with BeatStars for 2 years, starting doing customer support and then transitioning over to marketing. I'm on BeatStars Live a lot, doing BeatStars Academy, so some of you may have seen me before. Yeah, I'm excited to get started and talk about all this really crucial kind of marketing information.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And hey guys, my name is Allison and I'm an inbound marketer on the customer acquisition team at BeatStars. And I've been with the company for about 9 months now. It's like I have like a little BeatStars baby.
Yeah.
But Yeah, and in my day-to-day, I handle all of email marketing, our BeatStars blog, and just our general communications as far as text marketing, push notifications, things like that go. And I've been in music for about 4 years now. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here and talk to you guys today and answer some of your questions.
Yeah, so the whole point of this webinar, you guys, is like you've heard all of us say, we have these new producer marketing playbook videos where Jamil is going through the integration. We have some visitors from other people on the team coming to talk in these videos, but really we've never given you guys the chance to answer questions after watching the video, either about the integration or about implementing the integration into your marketing efforts. So we thought we could just kind of hang out on a Friday, play some of these tutorials, talk about our own experience utilizing these marketing efforts, and answer any questions you have. But before we get started, I would love to know if you guys prefer we answer questions at the end of each individual section or at the end of the event altogether. So for example, when we go through email marketing, do you want us to address email marketing questions right after, or would you prefer that we address all of the questions after we've gone through each section of the tutorial? So we'll give you guys a little bit of time to go ahead and vote. And once we see what's the most popular response, we'll go ahead and take it that way. But while you guys are voting, as you guys may have seen, we're going to be giving away promo credits in this webinar. So let's start with the first one. So I guess the first thing we'll ask is, in the comments, let us know when you joined BeatStars, what year you joined BeatStars, and we'll choose just one random person to give 100 promo credits to. We got somebody 2019, ooh, 2021. Ryan, welcome to the family. A lot of in the past few years, which is awesome. Yesterday,
cool.
That's awesome. Way to be proactive and on top of it.
Yeah.
Everybody change your chat settings to panelists and attendees. So, you know, you guys could chat with each other and kind of pull information, ask each other questions, be a part of the conversation.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
That would
I think
be
it
awesome.
just sets it by default to panelists. So I think you have to change it manually.
Yep. So if you guys, where you type the message, there's the button 2 above and it says all panelists, and then click all panelists and attendees. Cool. Somebody said I joined the free plan in 2020, but this is the year to get started with the pro page. I 100% agree. There is no better time, especially with this pandemic. One of the, I guess, silver linings is all the free time that you guys probably have to be able to pour into your business. The ability to grow a business and get to the point where it is what you're making a living off of takes time. It doesn't matter how much talent you have, it takes time. So you can either start today or you can start in the future, but you got to start at some point. So I'd highly, highly recommend investing in yourself. I use this example all of the time. So you guys have probably heard me say this, but $20 is like what? The cost of a large pizza, maybe a Chipotle bowl with a side of chips and queso. Like, it's nothing too crazy. It's so much better. You don't realize sometimes how much you can nickel and dime $20 away. And so if you're really serious about your business and really serious about doing music full time, I would definitely recommend to upgrade to the pro page for sure.
And you'll see today, and we'll like kind of continue to explain a lot of the advantages that pairing these marketing integrations have with the pro page, whether it be, you know, absolutely like, you know, whether it's 100% needed, like the chat bot, as you'll see, to be able to use, to have the pro page plan and to have a pro page, or something like, you know, email marketing. Pro page kind of goes hand in hand with all these, and they're kind of designed to go along with the pro page to be able to really maximize your marketing efforts and your sales.
Yep, 100% agree. I saw a few people saying that, you know, it's been kind of slow. They haven't had sales. As somebody who got their master's in business development, this is what they always say. If you can make any kind of profit in the first 3 years, you're rare. It typically takes about 3 to 5 years of building a business for you to see some money coming in. So if you're even making $30 a year on beat sales and you just got started, you're doing well. So remember the fact that this is not something that's going to be an overnight. You don't get to sign up for BeatStars and then just like that, you're going to get sales. Obviously, we have things in motions such as opportunities, playlists, the fact that we have this marketplace where, you know, millions of artists are shopping on BeatStars to buy beats. But at the end of the day, this is still a business. You guys are business owners, and BeatStars is just a platform in which you go about growing your business. So keep in mind that it is going to be something that takes time. But if you guys are patient and work hard, you'll see the reward. Somebody in the comments put it perfectly. First you invest, then you harvest. That's exactly what it is. If any of you like to plant, you don't just lay seeds down and just right away things spring up. It takes several, not only does it take several weeks for you to see even a sprout come over the dirt, it also takes you being intentional about tending to this and making sure you're essentially watering the flower or investing in your business and putting in the time. So just try and keep in mind, definitely be inspired by the success you see of the producers around you. It's awesome when you can see people killing it. And it's awesome when you can make a sale and grow your business quickly, but that isn't the norm. And so if you guys can be patient, if you can continue to work hard and you can continue to be consistent, we'll make sure to, or you'll make sure to at some point reap the benefits. Part of being consistent though and working hard is also working on your craft, because talent matters too. But with that being said, before we get started, we're going to dive into email marketing. We'll pick a winner for the first set of promo credits. So I'm going to go ahead and just scroll and then stop and see where my mouse lands. Let's see.
Should have some music for this.
Yeah, somebody sing the Jeopardy song.
Right.
Let's see. Cosmin OA Beats. Cosmin OA Beats. He joined in, it says 2016. That's awesome. So you've been with us, a part of the family, for about 5 years. So Cosmin, in the comments, make sure to let us know your BeatStars username, your @ username, and we'll make sure to add those promo credits after. For those of you that didn't just win this $100 in promo credits, just know we're doing this a couple more times throughout the event. So keep tuning in. But with that being said, yes, congrats, OA Beats.
Congrats.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started talking about email marketing. And I can tell you guys firsthand, there is no better person to kick off this conversation than Allison. All of those emails you see coming in your inbox from BeatStars, they're from that lady. Hopefully she's down there. She's down there in my screen. But then Allison, she's the one who does all the communication, all of our inbound marketing. So what inbound marketing is really like how to acquire customers in a way that's customer centric first. And so Allison manages all of that communication, the push, the SMS, the emails, and she has done a really great job of helping make sure BeatStars kicks our email marketing off the ground. And so if it works for us, we feel like it'll work for you. And so with that being said, Allison, if you kind of want to just give us a brief intro to email marketing and why it's still important, because I feel like people tend to think that email marketing is dead, but it is something that's still pretty active.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think with the rise of social media, it's really easy to forget how essential email marketing is. But the fact of the matter is, email marketing has been around for over 40 years at this point, and it's one of the oldest forms of digital communication, meaning a lot of people are still on it, they still use it, and really it's one of the most personal ways that you can reach your audience and your customers. I guess I'll kind of get into what email marketing is and reasons why I think it's important based on my own research. Email marketing is a really easy way to reach people directly in real time. You know, with social posts, things tend to get lost in the abyss or within the cluster of other posts that are happening. But email marketing is a really easy way to reach your customers directly and hop into those inboxes to personally reach out. Email marketing also allows for targeted messaging, which in turn makes your customers feel catered to. So you can send your customers personalized messages to make it seem like you are speaking directly to them. And it's just a way more personalized way of communicating rather than keeping things really general, kind of like with social media or other forms of marketing for that matter. Another thing is it's super widely used. A HubSpot survey actually states that 91% of customers are on email. So unless your customers account for the remaining 9% that aren't on email, then that statistic alone should convince you that email marketing is still important to this day.
Yeah.
Email marketing is also the most effective medium for customer acquisition. My entire, team or area at BeatStars is customer acquisition. And I can tell you now that if you're trying to convert listeners into actual buyers or retain your buyers and keep them coming back, then email marketing is what you should be focusing on. Social media is great for brand engagement and awareness. Whereas email marketing is kind of like a one-stop shop for both. It's great for brand awareness, and it's also really great to really boost your sales and awareness whenever you have new beats, things of that sort. So you're kind of knocking two birds out with one stone in that sense. It's also super personal and customizable. In email marketing, what you can do is segment your audience into different lists. And each list is essentially a way for you to tailor personal messages to that specific audience. So if you have buyers that really like hip hop beats or buyers that prefer lo-fi beats, there are ways that you can segment those buyers to send them personal messages to kind of better cater to them. So, email has a lot of different abilities to really like connect personally with your customers. And there's a lot of automations as well that come with it to make your marketing efforts as easy as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot of different benefits that come with email marketing. And, of course, I could go on all day about email marketing and those benefits, but in order for you to actually start seeing those benefits, you need to understand what your emails should look like and what you should do to implement a great email. So in this tutorial video that you're about to watch, I end up touching on welcome emails and just explain why they're essential part for marketing to your customers, as well as kind of touch on different design elements and copy that you should include within that welcome email. So I guess without further ado, we'll kind of get into it so you can learn more.
Yeah, so what Jamil is going to do, you guys, is we're going to stream that tutorial that we talked about. Obviously, we could do something live, but this one's already chopped up nice and pretty and make sure it's concise and to the point. So we're going to share this one. And after that, we'll discuss email marketing a little bit more and talk about some ways that we've seen it implemented in the beat business in particular. And then we'll go ahead and answer you guys' questions. But without further ado, like Allison said, we'll go ahead and start with the email marketing tutorial. And definitely feel free, again, as you're watching this video, if you have any questions, drop them in that Q&A portion, and we'll make sure to get them answered.
Cool. Hey everyone, have you ever wondered how to keep your fan base engaged with your music after getting an initial site visit or a sale? Email campaigns are a great way to follow up with people interested in your music and keep them updated on any new products or things you have going on. Today I'm going to show you how to create an effective email campaign that actually gets click-throughs and helps you convert your streams and visits into sales. Before we set up an email campaign though, we're going to need an email list of contacts to be able to send it to. There are a few easy ways to build up a contact list that I'll show you right now. First, we'll just go ahead and make sure our MailChimp account is connected. So every time we collect an email, it'll go straight into our MailChimp account contact list. Now that that's set up, the easiest way to collect emails is to exchange them for free downloads on your beats. So let's turn on free downloads in exchange for an email address right now. Free downloads are for not-for-profit use and don't come with a license agreement. So people who are interested in your music can still listen to and write to your beat. but if they ever want to record and release any music, they need to come back and actually purchase a license. A great way to increase the chance of them coming back to actually purchase a license is by following up with an email later on, which we'll go over in a little bit. Another great way to collect emails is by offering some type of incentive in a pop-up form on your pro page. When people visit your pro page to check out your music, you can set up a pop-up form that'll appear right when the page loads, reading any message you want. A strategy that I've noticed is really effective is offering free beats or a coupon code for a discount on their next purchase. This will really encourage people to make a purchase immediately and build trust from the customer because you're able to offer value to them right at the beginning of the relationship. You can configure these within your MailChimp account to automatically send as soon as people sign up. Let's go over to MailChimp to set that up right now. So what we're going to do is create a welcome email. For this, I want to bring in email expert Allison to show you the best practices to set up a welcome email.
Hey guys, I'm Allison, the inbound marketing manager at BeatStars. Like Jamil said, I'll be showing you all how to set up your welcome email in MailChimp, along with tips and best practices to help increase your email open rates. First things first, why bother sending welcome emails? Well, welcome emails are proven to be way more engaging than any other marketing email. In fact, welcome emails have 86% higher open rates than other marketing emails, and 74% of new subscribers expect to receive a welcome email. Subscribers who receive welcome emails show 33% more long-term brand engagement than those who don't. If you'd like to retain your new customers and turn them into loyal, long-term clients, welcome emails can help with that. To get started, go to MailChimp and click Campaigns to the left of your screen. Click on Create Campaign in the top right-hand corner and then click Email. Next, you're going to want to go to Automated and then go to Email Subscribers when they're tagged. Selecting this template will allow you to send a welcome email to a specific audience tag or contact list. Automating an email means that anytime a new contact enters your list, an email will be triggered and sent to that new customer's inbox. Set up your campaign name, I'll call mine welcome email plus discount code, and then proceed to select your audience. On this next page, be sure to edit your trigger time and the audience tag that you would like the email to be sent to. I'm going to reset the delay to immediately, and then send the emails to the subscription form tag. Once this is all set, you can click Design Email. First, we'll start with your email subject line. Your subject line is more important than you think, and could ultimately make or break your email open rates and interactions. Your subject line should give a clear indication of what the email will be about, while the preview line should act as a window into what your email body will say. Keep your audience in mind when writing up your subject and your preview lines. So for this email subject line, I'm going to go ahead and put welcome, take 20% off your beat purchase with an emoji at the end. And then for the preview line, I'm going to put glad you're here. To prove it, here's a special deal for you. This will ultimately help entice the recipient to open the email and then actually utilize the code. And then next, you're going to set up your from name, and I'll use the producer name Beats by Stellar. And then after that, ensure your from email address is correct. Now we're going to get into actually building out your email. So first you'll want to select your template. I'm going to start from scratch and use the basic one column layout. And then once you go to this next section, this is where you'll actually design and then build out the email. MailChimp's great because it has an easy to use drag and drop module, and you can use that to kind of spice up your email design. Since this is a welcome email, we'll keep it simple and to the point. Alright, so for starters, your logo should always be placed in your emails, ideally towards the top so that your reader has a clear idea of who the message is coming from. So what I'm going to do is just simply upload my logo, and once that's processed, you can actually change your logo display size as needed. So if it's too big, you can reduce the size, or if it's too small, you can go ahead and maximize it. So the next thing I'm going to do is upload an email header to kind of give the email a pop of color and a form of visual element. I went ahead and created this header in Canva using their email header template, and I made sure that the header's design reflects the style of Beats by Stellar's brand so that recipients have an idea of who he is and what they have to offer through visual components. Next, you'll want to fill in the copy of your email. You can go ahead and keep your copy short, sweet, and straight to the point. So for this email, I'll start off by thanking the reader for subscribing.
Next, you should give your reader an idea of who you are, what you're about, and what you have to offer. And just remember that while you're building a professional brand, it's also important to be personable with your audience. Remind them that there's a real person behind the screen. So, be sure to include elements of your personality and personal touches. You should also give them a reason or a motive to continue to check back into your store or future emails. This is a great opportunity to drop your promo code along with any important release dates or information surrounding future deals. So for emphasis on this important text, I'm going to use MailChimp's box text feature to help draw my readers' attention to this area. This next one is super important. You're going to want to always include a call to action button in your emails to help draw your readers back to your website. This will ultimately help increase your site traffic and give your email a purpose. I'm going to go ahead and write use promo code Stellar20 for this emails button and link it back to my Beat store. Lastly, be sure to include your social media handles at the bottom of the email with MailChimp's drag and drop social follow section, and plug your handles anytime you can. Email's no exception to this. After that, click next, ensure your audience information and email triggers are correct, and then go ahead and start your send off. And there you have it, your first welcome email. Just be sure to continuously monitor your welcome emails performance and stats, and as you start sending more emails and learn more about your audience's behavior, you can better adjust your email subject, preview line, and even your copy and graphics to drive better results. Best of luck, and I hope this helps.
So now we have a welcome email for customers who have yet to make a purchase. But what about people who have already purchased a beat from us? There's still marketing opportunities to turn these members of our audience from one-time sales into repeat customers. Let's set up an email for a section of our audience who have already purchased a beat from us. Let's go to Create and create an email. We're going to select Automated here, so that every time we tag someone as a buyer, they'll receive this email. If someone purchases a beat from you on BeatStars, they'll automatically be tagged as sales. So that's one way to get them added to the tag. You can also always manually tag anyone in your audience too. In this menu here, we can set some conditions. For the trigger, we'll schedule this to send 1 day after we tag them as sales. Schedule we'll leave as it is. Now we'll segment it, and we'll select contact as a member of segment or tag. We can also add a post-send action if we want. Like if we want the tag to be removed after the email is sent, if that helps you organize your contacts better. I'm going to leave that blank. Okay, now let's actually design our email. Since these people have purchased from us, the content of this email is going to be different than what a welcome email would be. We can offer them supplemental things to a beat purchase, like a mixing and mastering service, maybe a discount on another purchase, links to similar beats to the ones they bought, or maybe just a friendly email thanking them for their purchase and letting them know you'd like to hear their completed project once it's released. There are a ton of different options you can choose from to assist your marketing efforts and build great relationships with your customers. Just fill out the rest of the fields using the same guidelines from the welcome email we built earlier. And now, depending on whatever you've chosen to include in the email, you'll have a great follow-up email for your customers to hopefully build that relationship better and make them repeat customers. Thank you for watching this video. For more videos in the Producer Marketing Playbook, make sure you subscribe to BeatStars.
Awesome. So I saw a couple people saying, obviously, that was going pretty quickly, which it will, because it is going to be a tutorial. And so it's not necessarily going to go, stop while you guys do it, but feel free to go back to our YouTube channel, which is just at BeatStars, right on the homepage after you click the subscribe notification. On the homepage of our YouTube channel or on the main YouTube channel area, there's a playlist called Producer Marketing Playbook, and you can find all of these videos. And actually, I was going through and helping my boyfriend set up his email marketing. We were watching the tutorial Jamil put together, and it was really pretty much exactly what you guys need to be doing as far as like what to click. It was very easy to do. He's not very marketing tech savvy, and he was able to figure it out with this tutorial. So I know that if you guys implement it or watch this video, it'll be easy for you too. But with that being said, before we get started talking about some of the questions that you guys have, I guess I just want to kind of have a conversation, Allison and Jamil, with you guys about some ways that people, because I know that a common question we're going to get is how to get people to get their emails to market to them to begin with. But before we address that, I've seen a couple of people also mention that they set up the email marketing and it hasn't really generated much of a return. Well, here's the best part. The integrations are free with your pro page. MailChimp also has a free plan. So if you make no sales off email marketing, you haven't lost anything. But if you do get even just one sale from email marketing through MailChimp, it makes it all worth it. So just keep in mind that obviously email marketing isn't going to be the number one driver for your sales. That's not what we're trying to tell you guys, that if you implement these integrations, all of a sudden your business is going to go from $0 to $10,000 a month. But what we are trying to tell you guys is there are little things that you can do that are going to be free of cost to you that could encourage users to make a sale with you when they weren't thinking about it. So with that being said, Jamil and Allison, I guess, what are some of the ways that you've seen producers, I guess, accumulate emails to begin with?
Yeah, of course, having a newsletter sign up is a great way to accumulate email addresses. That's actually something that you can put on your pro page. And I believe we have a tutorial video on how to create that contact pop-up form.
Yeah.
But that's a really great way, first and foremost, to collect contacts. I think another way too is to create some kind of like type form and send that out through social media. And for those of you that are unaware of what type form is, it's essentially a software platform where you can create your own surveys, and there's a field that you can add in for email addresses.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to send those out through a social caption or a social post, that's also a really great way to collect email addresses to boost your contact list.
Yeah. There's also a really simple way that you guys can do it on the actual product, which is to offer a beat that's free for download with an email capture. So if you offer, as you guys may have seen on the back end, you can mark free for download and you can either do social follow or email capture. Try email capture and see, you know, what it's worth. I know some people get kind of weird about like, do I want to give a beat away for free? But a lot of times anybody who's downloading this for free isn't really doing anything super crazy with their music career yet. They're kind of very much in that exploratory phase. And so the best thing for you to do while they're looking at, you know, okay, I'm going to start investing in my music career is to say like, hey, I'm the person that you guys want to go to do this. So that's an easy way. And then much like the stuff that Allison said as well, it's definitely a good idea too, when you're getting DMs from customers and things like that, or when you have artists that make music to your beats, ask them to send it to you. Like that's an easy way to get their email, but obviously make it authentic, like interact with them as well. But that can be a really, really easy way for you guys to capture the email for sure. We'll go ahead and answer some of these common questions, and then we'll talk a little bit more about email marketing before we get on to the next chapter. So one of the questions that was asked is, what is the best way to connect with rappers without coming off as sellouty, like a sellout, essentially? And I think the best thing for you guys to do, at least for my opinion, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, Allison and Jamil, is just to come across as authentic. Not even come across as authentic, just be authentic. I think sometimes people forget that these are not just rappers, these are potential customers, and you should be thinking about how you can provide as much service to them as possible. And on top of that, more than they are customers, they're people too. And they're creatives just like you. So you guys have something really personable and really, I guess that you're really passionate about that you can connect on. So the best thing you can do is just be yourself and talk to other people the way that you would want to be talked to. It's cool because, listen, you know, we're all about a good marketing strategy and we love a good coupon and stuff like that. All of that's really important too, to offer real strategic value. but there's really nothing like just having a human conversation through email and just being like, hey, I saw you checked out, or I saw that you bought one of my beats. I just want to say thank you so much for being a customer, because really you can't do what you do without them being customers and without them supporting your business. So more than sometimes even the people around you, the people that shop with you are your biggest fans. So just expressing and showing that gratitude and having that genuine relationship is the easiest way, in my opinion, for people to be able to communicate with customers, but in a way that doesn't feel like a sellout or like you're trying to be some, marketing robot when you're talking to them. Just having that human one-to-one connection and personable approach in the way that you communicate.
Right.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna like reiterate what Jasmine was saying. Like you already have common ground, both being musicians, right? Whether you're an artist, a vocalist, a producer, an engineer, whatever you are, you already have common ground. So you should start there. I think the only way that you could really come off as sellouty is if you're just like clout chasing, right? Like if you're only into the relationship for monetary gain, right? Which I don't think, I mean, for everybody who's here, obviously we're all trying to make steps in growing our business, but we're mostly all in it for the love of the music, right? We're all trying to create something good. So just understand that there's value to be had from the relationship on both sides. You're not just reaching out to the rapper and you're only getting something from them if they buy a beat. The rapper is also getting a beat. Like there's value on both sides. And I think, as long as both sides understand that, that you're trying to grow together and you're trying to create something good, then, you won't really have to worry about, coming off robotic. As long as you're genuine in the approach and you say, hey, we should work together. We should build. I love your stuff. Always something that Levi and I have talked about a lot of times on Academy when we're talking about like really good ways to approach communication and networking is, don't always start off immediately trying to sell things. Build that relationship first. And if you plant the seeds and create a good relationship, it's definitely gonna, come out as more profitable in the long term. You might, if you spam beats to everybody, you might get like one sale here or there. But if you build real relationships with your audience, then, you can make several sales down the line.
Yeah, I think to kind of bounce off of that too, we have a lot of buyers and artists that ask what the best way, or like how best that they can network with producers. And so, reiterating what Jamil said, it's a two-way street. You want to reach these people, but they also would like to reach out to you guys as well. So just keeping that in mind and understanding that, buyers also want to network with producers, that's really important as well. And everything that Jasmine said is true, like building authentic relationships and just letting your personality shine through in your communications is so important, because people are being bombarded all the time with advertisements, with marketing lingo, and it gets old and people are more susceptible to just completely ignore that kind of banter. But if you show people like who you really are, and if you're as genuine as possible, more people are going to be willing to actually respond back to you and engage in that conversation.
Yeah, those tend to have actually better open rate too. When Brian was sending emails, we started with like there's 20% off in the subject line. And those actually started going to their junk or their spam or promotions folder, depending on what platform they used. And so this last time he did an email marketing campaign, he tried with the headline, like, I just want to say thank you, just like very conversational and personable. And that had a way higher open rate. So I think the technology as well is starting to pick up on the way that people talk in emails, so that they can kind of protect the people who are on their platform to be able to segment those emails. One rule of thumb that I always say, Allison's heard me say this, I've told it to my boyfriend too, and when talking about being personable, is like, think about what you want to say in the email and verbally say it, like in a voice recording or something like that, and then just type out what you say. Because sometimes
helps.
even when you want to be personable, you write and you start talking very formal. It's like very subconscious that you go ahead and start using this term and you're talking very proper. And it's like, I don't talk like that in real life. Like, I'm not going to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you I'm gonna get you a coupon, like very casual. And so just try and talk in email the way that you talk to people in real life, and that personality, who you are, it's going to show in that email. Another question we saw is how many emails should I have before starting email marketing campaigns? My recommendation would be to have your whole workflow set up. One of the resources that we're going to talk about is the email marketing templates from the 30-day challenge. And Allison will explain a little bit more about those. But I always say, how can you scale a business when you don't have everything set up already to be able to handle that scaling? So I would think about just exactly what is your email marketing strategy. Definitely having a thank you email after somebody purchases a beat is always great. I also recommend sending them a coupon code, maybe about a week after, because when you think about it, artists aren't working on they're not always working on music 100% of the year. Sometimes there's a few months that they're locked in the studio and they're going to knock out their next project. So you can't count on kind of that routine communication, though it's still important to know that they're going to make a sale. A lot of times what we'll see with producers who are making a living off the platform is they have repeating customers, but the distance in between when they purchased tends to be kind of simultaneously, in some ways like back to back, and then you won't see them for another 6 to 7 months. So definitely having a welcome email is great. And I'd also always say just like a kind of monthly roundup, like, hey, here's all the beats I released last month. Here's a coupon if you want to shop. Just want to say thank you again for supporting me. That's always an easy win. I guess, Allison, like, what's kind of your approach, or what do you think would be the best approach for determining exactly how many emails? Is there a right or wrong answer or a solid number in determining when to get started?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think what you're saying is true. You should definitely set up email automations and kind of have a game plan in mind before you start really deep diving into your email marketing. A newsletter is always really great, kind of what Jasmine touched on, like a roundup of what you did that month. But yeah, just kind of brainstorming different emails that you think your audience would resonate with, welcome emails, the coupon emails, things of that sort. Of course, you don't want to bombard your customers with emails. So sending out 4 a day is probably not the best practice, but it's important to keep your audience engaged, and coming up with content or even just checking in to kind of update your customers on how you're doing. That's even a great start. It doesn't have to be super deep. I think just getting an email out as it pertains to your business is kind of game changing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I saw somebody ask, what do you think about Aweber? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, our other email marketing integration. Obviously, it's awesome. We have it as an integration for a reason. But from my own personal experience, MailChimp is very, very user-friendly. And I like that aspect because you don't have to be an extreme marketer and know how to deal with crazy technology. You can have the most basic of skills. As long as you know how to click a button and as long as you know how to read, you're able to use MailChimp.
Right.
So
everything in our MailChimp video should be applicable to Aweber. All the same principles. You could execute all of those same things in Aweber. We just happen to use MailChimp for the sake of the video.
Yep.
The drag and
I've
drop
answered
feature is
a couple of
amazing.
questions in the Q&A too. If you guys wanted to answer that, a couple of simpler questions that we may not be able to get to. I've just typed text answers to them. So go ahead and check out the Q&A section, everybody, on and check out if your question has been answered yet. And we'll try to get to everything, obviously.
Yeah, I also saw somebody ask what happens when they unsubscribe for your mailing list. That one actually has a couple of answers already. So that's what Jamil is talking about. There's communication both the people that are watching this may answer you or we may answer you, but essentially they're just on an unsubscribe list. People do have the option and should to opt out from wanting to hear from you. They can always resubscribe at any time. But I think the best way to get people to not unsubscribe to your emails is to just actually provide value. Don't spam them with stuff that they don't care about. If you want them to know a piece of information, make sure you understand how it can be valuable for them and present it that way. If you can't answer that question, then you shouldn't be communicating it to them. They don't care about you accomplished X, Y, and Z, and it has no relevance to them. Think about real things that they care about, and that could really add value, and communicate that to them. We'll go through a couple of more questions on email marketing before we get started talking about that resource that's available for you guys if you want to get started. So let me scroll down to a couple of questions. What do I do after I collected a good enough amount of emails in my mail list? Well, I would say this: even if you have no emails, you should go ahead and get started. Even if you have one email, you should go ahead and get started. So there is no such thing as good amount. As long as you have customers or think you're going to have customers soon, that's the time to start marketing your doing some email marketing. Quantity or quality? Jamil, I think you can answer that.
Quantity or quality? I think you should aim for both. There's kind of, I think you should be putting out things that you're proud of, right? If you're getting to the stage where you're just trying to rush things out that you don't like, whether it be like a marketing campaign or even making beats, and you're doing it just for the sake of like, all right, I have to upload like I have to do 3 beats every week. I got to do 3 beats a week, no matter what. If it takes a couple extra days to make a beat perfect, and that's going to be on your page for years to come, and you're going to be licensing that beat for years to come, it's worth the extra couple of days to wait to make it good. And if you're getting to the point where your schedule of just trying to put out a lot of quantity is really like starting to affect the quality of your work, then you should rethink your schedule. Maybe scale it back to 2 beats a week, because if your beat is going to be on your page for a long time and you're going to be licensing this out and making a lot of sales on it, hopefully you want to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I stand on that.
Definitely something to remember too, you guys, is when it comes to actually making music, like once you're trying to pursue this as a career, you're no longer just a producer or a creator. You're also a business person, which means, unfortunately, sometimes you do have to scale back that time that you're working on music to be able to handle things like email marketing and customers, because you can make all the beats in the world. But if your business side is not being handled, it's likely that you won't have as many customers as you'd like. A couple of more questions before we switch gears. Somebody asked, and this is not really related to email marketing, but I know BeatStars focuses on producers selling beats, but I'd like to know if you think it's the right marketplace to sell acapellas to producers and DJs, and I'd say 100% yes. We actually just posted on our social earlier this week. There is an artist who sells hooks on producers' beats, and he made over $3 grand in March just selling hooks. And these were just collabs. Obviously, you're able to sell your own acapellas. That's really helpful too to producers who may not want a full sample or loop, just want some cool kind of voice, like maybe like a vocal kit. But definitely the marketplace is there. I mean, producers are already purchasing these things, so why not sell on the platform where the largest amount of producers in the world are on, for sure. Another question we got, sorry guys, there's so many that it's kind of hard to scroll and see. Let's see. If you set up a thank you email for someone that purchased a beat, will the same email be sent out each time the person buys a beat? I'd like to send the first time only, as it wouldn't make sense to send it after each purchase. So Jamil or Allison, are you guys able to talk about kind of MailChimp and whether or not there's a setting for it to just send, for example, if it's tagged as a beat sale, for them to only send that thank you one time?
Yeah, I know that there are different automation features that allow you to only enroll a contact once within a workflow. So if you'd only like for that contact to receive that welcome email once, it's just a matter of setting up the appropriate triggers. And in the future, that's a great question. I'll be sure to maybe create some kind of blog article that will go more into email triggers and kind of how you can get started with those automations. Because yeah, that is a great question. And automation and triggers can be a little tricky to get the hang of initially, but yeah, it's definitely possible.
Right. There was a certain point in the tutorial where we go over like the triggers, and I mentioned that you can take somebody off. You can set it so that people are automatically removed from a particular group or a list once an email is sent, and you can kind of like time how many times the email is sent or when it's sent. And it should be within that screen, where if you're worried about people potentially getting a thank you email more than once, then after that initial email is sent, just remove them from the group. So it's like, so you know for a fact that they received the email, and you won't run any risk of confusing them with people who haven't received it yet.
Yep. So to kind of recap, you guys, a few things. One, remember that much like anything else in your business, you're going to be investing in email marketing. It may not necessarily be money, because again, the integration is free with BeatStars. MailChimp is free. We also have Aweber if you want to use that. But the reality is the only thing you're really investing is your time. So there's really no reason not to do it. Make sure that in your email communication approach, you are very personable. As we've seen, it not only is more well received by customers, but it also tends to have higher open rates, because the email providers tend to not market as promotion or junk or spam because they think it's natural communication. Also make sure you guys are adding value in emails, whether it be a coupon code or something that's building a relationship, such as, hey, I just wanted to say thank you. You know, if you made any music to my beat in the last month, make sure to send it to me. That's always helpful. And just remember to have your automation set up, have your thank you, maybe a coupon code that goes out like a week later, and then at the very minimum, maybe like once a month, just kind of saying, hey, here's all the beats I put out in the last month, and here's a coupon if you want to shop with me. But again, just be very intentional about the way that you do this, and make sure you find that good balance between personality and kind of like strategic marketing efforts. But before we switch, Allison, do you want to talk about, as many of you probably saw on social, we had our 30-day challenge launch in beginning of January. You can go to beatstars.world/30days and see all of the daily objectives. But essentially what we did is say, with the first 30 days of launching a business, here's the master checklist of things you need to do to make sure you're set up. Not only from the marketing side of things, not only from the BeatStars side of things, like how to fully set up your profile and the different things you need to do on the platform, but also from the business side. Your finances, setting your goals, getting your established business license. It's the ultimate resource for everything you need to do and the foundation that your business should be built on. So if you haven't already, make sure to go to beatstars.world/30days and check out those daily objectives and complete them as soon as possible. You don't have to do it 30 days in a row, but I would definitely make sure to do that. But with that being said, one of the things that we talked about that was important was email marketing. And there was a really cool resource that came out of that Allison was a big part of, so thought she'd be the best one to kind of talk about it.
Yeah, so for one of the days, I can't remember what day exactly it was, but we go over 25. We go over email automation, and within that resource, we have some email templates that you can use. I actually saw somebody ask a question on whether we had pre-made templates or any kind of resource that one could use as they're getting started with email marketing. And that guide right there is definitely something that you should utilize. You can look at those templates and kind of get an idea of how you can structure your first emails and use that as a resource to help you get started. I think, you know, that there's also another guide that teaches you how to set up your email domain. So if you're looking to set up a professional email with your producer name, that's also something that you should definitely look into. And
Jamil,
yeah,
can you open that up? Actually,
Yeah, let me open it up.
the day 25. I want you guys to see the template so that Allison, you can kind of briefly touch on what each template is for and how they can kind of tweak it based off their own personal preference. So again, you guys, this is the 30 days. You just go on beatstars.world/30 days, and then you'll click a button that takes you to the daily objectives. And then this is day 25. So you can kind of see, Jamil, do you mind minimizing our images on your screen? For some reason, it's
does
showing
that
up as
show?
black. Yeah, well, it shows as a black bar for some reason. Yeah, that's better.
Oh, okay.
So cool. So Allison, if you want to talk a little bit about each of these templates.
Yeah, so for one of the templates, I included a for a sale copy template. So this is just kind of standard copy that you can use in order to announce a sale. This is one of the more salesy emails that you can send out. So, you know, you can alter the copy as you'd like to come across as more authentic and kind of put your personality flair into it. And then the next one that I had was an after purchase copy template. So you can see I included a subject line and a preview line to kind of give you an idea of what that should sound like. And then you can also see how you can kind of structure your copy, because obviously that's a really important part of your email communications is how exactly you should structure that email. Let's see. And I think you can scroll down, Jamil. Yeah, and then I also included a template for, sorry, the screen is a little blurry. There it goes. For a monthly beat promotion, kind of what we talked about earlier, sending out a monthly newsletter or some kind of roundup to let your customers know what you've been up to is a really great way to keep your customers engaged. So you can send out an email with the subject line, like, check out what I cooked up this month. And then you can kind of get into all of the beats and the tracks and the art that you created within that month to give your buyers an idea of what you're up to, especially if they ended up missing those initial email communications. It's great to re-engage your customers in that sense.
Yeah. So you guys can take these, again, it's just a baseline. If you don't know where to start, this is a great place to. If you have an idea, then you can go ahead and do it from scratch. Or if you need something to kind of tweak off and play off of, this is a great option too. One thing to remember that you guys will see in this copy is to keep email short. No one is trying to read a miniature essay for an email, especially when you think about it on mobile, right? You may write this on desktop. On mobile, the width is going to be in half, which means the email is going to appear twice as long. So the good kind of rule of thumb is to keep your emails about 120 to 150 characters. So that tends to be, a paragraph is usually about 5 sentences and about 250. So keeping it about really short, like 3 to 5 sentences total. Get straight to the point, provide that value, and then go ahead and, you know, have your signature and send it out. But definitely feel free to use this as the baseline. We put the link in the chat. It's beatstars.world/30-days/day-25. So beatstars.world/30 days and then the day 25. You'll be able to find this email automation template. And if you do want to have your emails come from a custom domain, such as, you know, sales@jasminebeats.com, you can go ahead and do that. And we give you instructions on how to set that up as well. And how often should you send sale offers? I would say definitely once with the thank you always. And I would say once with your monthly roundup. What I tend to do too is just have the coupon last about 7 days, because you do want to be considerate of the fact that not everybody can purchase right away. But at the same time, you don't want it to be so long that essentially your entire store is discounted. At that point, you might as well decrease your prices. So I like to give coupons around a 7-day expiration date, and to send them out just once a month as a way to kind of get people back in your ear. And even if they don't use the coupon, I like to use it as a way to say, hey, when you are ready to shop, I got a discount for you. It's going to be coming. So make sure to get them in the mindset of, when it's time for me to shop, I not only want to go to this person, but I want to check the email communication that they send me, because I'll most likely find a coupon. So with that being said, guys, I think the next thing we'll get into is our chatbot marketing. So chatbots, as you know, have been something that have become extremely popular in the last 5 or so years. I personally am a big fan of chatbots. I'm not somebody who likes to go on a site. I gotta talk to Joe Schmo about my problems, and he's gonna try and upsell me and answer my questions. Tell me what I need to know. And so chatbots are a really great way for you to do that. Even with beat sales, you think there might be maybe 2 common questions that people have to ask, but sometimes they just want to know, hey, how does the licensing work? What does it mean when I purchase a beat from you? Just really basic questions that may stop them or encourage them to make a sale. The other thing to think about too with chatbots is just, you never know what questions people might have. And the way that you'll see in the video, you can set up a chatbot is it'll appear as you to some degree, like your image, your name. Sometimes it's just nice to say like, hey, welcome to my store. Thank you so much for shopping with me. If you have any questions, let me know. Just to kind of greet people. So for those of you that aren't sure, I saw David asked, what is a chatbot? It's essentially just a little tool, I guess, in the bottom right corner that tends to be in the bottom right corner of your page. That'll pop up and it'll address people with an intro and welcome message. And then it'll ask them a series of questions for them to be able to get their questions answered. So it may start with, hey, welcome to my storefront. Do you have any questions about buying beats? Yes or no? They click yes. Okay, what are your questions? Do you have questions about the licenses? Do you have questions about the cost? Or do you have the questions about what you can do with this beat? I have a question about the licenses. So they click on that and then the chatbot automates a response. Okay, well, here's what the MP3 license does. Here's what the Wave license comes with. Here's what the Unlimited license comes with, and it kind of breaks it out. So sometimes it's really important for you guys to have these chatbots because again, you just never know what somebody doesn't know. And sometimes that little bit of uncertainty may stop somebody from making a sale on your pro page. As you guys will see, which we'll talk about later in a video, a producer marketing playbook will come out later. If you do have data crushers set up, you'll see how much money can be left on the table and how many people actually start to check out and then stop. I've seen that number be somewhere upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 of just missed money. So something is stopping people from going through and making that purchase. So let's figure out what that is, and maybe the chatbot can be the tool that answers that question for you. So with that being said, Jamil, if you want to play that next video, we're going to teach you guys a little bit more about our chatbot integration, which is ManyChat. Again, this is free. It comes with the pro page. If you're paying for the pro page, you might as well utilize all the tools. If you don't have the pro page, you're one of our free plan or marketplace users. Obviously, you don't have access to the integration, so maybe there's other marketing things you can do. But if you are serious about building and investing in your business, I would highly recommend you guys get the pro page, not only because of the fact that you get to have a custom storefront, but because you have access to tools that help you get your music in front of people and help you kind of get your foot off the ground with marketing. I've seen both in the very first poll about email marketing and the very second poll about the chatbot, where we asked you guys, are you using these integrations? And majority of the answers are no, which means you're sleeping on missed money. Because again, even if these only make one extra sale, that's still extra money that could be in your pocket. So make sure that after this, you guys take the time to set up your integrations. Again, making music is important. It's great to have consistent beats, but you also need to be consistently marketing because you are a business owner now. In order to grow your business, until you have the ability to pay for a marketing team to handle this for you, you are both the CEO, you're the tax person, you're the marketer, you're the everything, you're the customer support service person. So make sure that you guys take advantage of the features of the pro page and the integrations and get your chatbot set up. But without further ado, Jamil, if you want to go ahead and get started, we'll watch this chatbot tutorial.
Right. Just want to preface this really quickly. So in order to get ManyChat to work, you first have to connect Facebook Messenger to your pro page, and then you connect your Facebook Messenger to ManyChat. So BeatStars, we do have 2 additional videos where we kind of show you how to connect your Facebook Messenger from your Facebook business page to your BeatStars Pro page. So that video is linked in a card in this video up here. So you need to watch that first, as I mentioned in the video, and then come back here and we talk more about ManyChat. So I'll just go ahead and get started. What's up, BeatStars family? My name's Jamil. Do you want to step up your customer service game but just have too many things on your plate to handle? I think I may have the perfect solution for you. As an independent business owner, your time is valuable. You need to focus on creating your products to help your business grow. Poor communication with your fan base can ruin all the efforts you put into your beats and damage your ability to make sales. That's why I'm going to show you how to build a chatbot for your pro page that's going to do all these things for you, so you can focus on making beats. Today, we're going to be using ManyChat to build out our response flow. So if you haven't watched the video for connecting your chatbot to your pro page and then setting up ManyChat, go watch that first and then come back to this video after for some more in-depth tips on actually setting up your response flow. Okay, let's get right into it. Chatbot can be great for both instant customer service and marketing campaigns. We're going to be going over both today, but let's start off with customer service. Let's go to the automation section of our account and create a new flow. Here we have the options to use one of the quick campaign templates or start from scratch. Let's create a blank one and call it customer service. In this first box, we'll select our starting step that will bring up this flow. Let's use keyword messenger. This means that this flow will start when our customers use one of our keywords. Let's choose some basic keywords that our customers may use when they need help. These are 5 words that our customers may type in if they have a question. Now we'll attach this trigger to a new box. This will be the response our customers will receive if they use one of those keywords. Since this is our first response to an initial broad inquiry, we're going to want to greet the customer first and then do our best to narrow down what the specific question is. Our response is going to be, "Hello, thank you for visiting Beats by Stellar. What can we help you with today?" And then we'll provide some options for our visitors to choose from. You'll want to choose these options based on your most commonly received questions. Really take some time to look through your past conversations with customers in order to figure out what should go here. If I receive questions about my licenses, I'm going to make that the top option. I'll click New button, type in license question, and then select Send message. As the next option, I'll put pricing question. And then for this last button here, I'll put issue with purchase. Okay, now it's time to set the responses that each of these selections lead to. Let's do our license question responses first. I'm going to ask, what is your question about licenses? I'm going to write my responses within the question as well, because this has a much higher character limit than the buttons, and it'll allow me to write my responses out better. I'm going to write A, help me choose the right license. B, does my license come with? And C, how can I purchase an exclusive license? And then in the actual button spaces, I'll put A, B, and C. And I'll also set a quick reply for other question. For the responses to this, I'm going to add more send messages. For the response to A, I'll write, check out our license purchase guide to make sure you buy the right license for your needs here. And I'll use the open website feature to make it so that when our customers press this button, it'll directly open a link to my blog, where I've created a guide for my licenses. Using blog posts for customer education and a store FAQ is a great way to communicate crucial information to your customers they might not find just scrolling through your pro page. So I highly encourage everyone to utilize the blog section for things like that. Now that we've answered the question, how do we figure out if we've effectively helped our customers? A good way to do that will be to offer 2 quick replies. The first will be thank you, and the next will be I need more help. If you've answered all your customers' questions, they'll be more likely to click thank you, letting you know that your reply helped. If a customer clicks I need more help, we can route that response to another message so we can continue to offer them more assistance, and you'll see that in your data. If you get more of these than thank yous, that might be a sign that your answer isn't sufficient and you may need to make some changes to it. We'll add our replies for I need more help and thank you a little later. For B, I'll put check out the license section on the homepage for a detailed list of what our licenses come with, and then add the same quick replies. For C, I'll write, please select make an offer for the beat you are interested in purchasing, and we can begin a negotiation. Now let's just keep going and knock these all out. So some common pricing questions I've seen are A, do you have any bulk deals? B, how much for an exclusive license? And C, do you have any discounts or promo codes? Even if people didn't have these questions like these are actually a great way to advertise and market your sales and products on your store. People might not have been thinking about bulk deals, but when they see you mention it in your chatbot, now your 2-for-1 bulk deal sounds like a great option. So let's go ahead and write, yes, we have a buy 2 get 1 free bulk deal. Add all the tracks to your cart to see the discount reflected on the cart page. This response informs the customer of the deal and actually instructs them on how to do it, which is always a good idea. For the answer to B, I'm going to write, please select make an offer for the beat you are interested in purchasing, and we can begin a negotiation. If you have a fixed price for your exclusive sale, your answer to this might be a little different. And for C, I'll write, we offer a promo code to new members of our mailing list. Please sign up on the homepage to receive 15% off in your email. Again, we're using this opportunity for a bit of marketing. We're getting people to sign up for our mailing list, giving them a promo code in return for that, and probably closing in on a sale because this customer is going to feel highly motivated to make a purchase now that they got a discount. This is just another really cool way to get our chatbot to work for us and help us out in a lot of different areas. All right, time to fill out issue with purchase. This one is a little different than the other two because our customer is coming to us with a problem rather than an inquiry. So we have to make sure our responses are set up to acknowledge the issue and let the customer know we're going to take care of them and resolve the issue. All right, sorry you're having issues. How can we help you? A, where can I find my files after completing my purchase? B, I'm unable to check out. And C, there is a missing stem in the zip file. Again, use your own past interactions with customers to decide what these options should be. These are just some questions a beat purchaser may have. For the first response, all right, after your purchase is completed, you will receive an email with a link to download your files. Please check your email, including your spam and junk folders. If you do not see this email, please select I need more help and send us an email including your transaction ID so we can assist you. That's a great way to get your customer's invoice number and look through the sales section of your account to be able to send them their receipt directly. Next, we'll answer question B. For this one, I'm actually going to link a help article directly from help.beatstars.com. The BeatStars Help Desk is a great resource to find how-tos and tutorials for not only sellers on the platform, but also buyers. Using that article, your customers should be able to complete a purchase. And then lastly, I'll answer question C by saying, sorry about that. Please click I need more help and send us your invoice number along with the details about the missing files, and we will resolve that issue ASAP. And now we're almost done. We just have one last response to write out. I'm going to create a new message and write, Please describe your questions completely, including all relevant information in either this messenger chat or in an email to BeatStars.com. Then I'll connect every loose end, including all of our I need more helps and our other questions to route to this response. I'm also going to add another option to our opening message called Different Question, which will link to the same response. This will let these customers with more complex issues know that they can communicate with you directly and receive personalized help. And that's it. We've created a pretty simple but robust chatbot that is going to be able to help with a ton of different customer service questions. Now let's go ahead and create a new flow to make a chatbot that'll be more focused on helping with our marketing. So we're going to use the keyword messenger trigger again. For this one, we'll keep it a little bit more simple because I want this flow to be easily accessible. So I'm going to be using words like hi, hello, beats, buy, words like this that are going to be very common. So most people that interact with the chatbot will trigger it. I want to focus my marketing efforts on promoting the different types of beats I have in my store. So what I'll do is ask people, what type of beats are you looking for today? Then I'll make the options the types of beats that I want to sell. I'll make trap, R&B, and pop my options. Then I'll add 2 quick responses at the bottom as well. One that's going to lead to our full catalog for people that don't know what they want yet and would rather look around. And then another saying, I have a question. And I'll attach this quick response to the customer service flow we just built. This covers all bases because it'll direct people that need customer service to the appropriate flow we already built in case they accidentally accessed our marketing flow instead. Now let's build out the responses to those 3 options. A great way to segment your beats on BeatStars is to have playlists or track lists that only feature certain songs of your choosing. This works especially well if you have a large catalog and you have a customer that's only interested in a certain type of beats. We're going to use the open website function to send people directly to the track list I have created for each one. Then add that same quick response to send people to the full track list if none of those sound good to them. Then we'll just do the same thing for these other genres. Last thing we need to do is tie up all the loose ends by connecting these quick responses to an answer. I'll create a message here that links to our full track list, then attach all of them here. And that's it. Now we have a complete chatbot that's going to be able to do our marketing and customer service for us, while we spend our time making beats and getting some well-deserved rest. Now let's go ahead and test the chatbot out. Thank you for watching this video. To see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and check out the Producer Marketing Playbook.
Yay, good job, Jamil. Another awesome tutorial. For those of you that said it was blurry, by the way, I'm not sure what was going on, but we'll try and refresh maybe, Jamil, before we stream that last video. Also, we've been putting the link in the chat, but definitely feel free to go back to our YouTube channel, which is just, again, BeatStars. Right on the homepage, we have a playlist for the Producer Marketing Playbook series, which there's going to be some new videos coming out in the next few weeks with the remaining integrations. But if you want to watch the one about the email marketing, text marketing, or the chatbot, you can go ahead and do that. Polsner reminded me, don't forget about the giveaways. You are so right. Let's go ahead and do another one right now. You guys, let us know if you're going to be setting up ManyChat or any of these integrations after this webinar. Let us know in the comments. Ooh, right now, of course, yes. Probably, yes.
Love
It should
to
be
see it.
100. We love to see it. This is the whole point, you guys. It's not so much to talk about BeatStars, and these integrations are for you. As you guys know, 100% of the revenue that you guys make goes back in your pockets. So we don't benefit from you guys using the integrations. We're doing this for you because if you guys are successful, that means we're doing our job right. So I'd 100% recommend making sure to set up some time, maybe this week, no later than, to go ahead and set up all of the things we discussed today. And then when we get to the next webinar and we talk about the remaining integrations, you guys do that as well. So let me scroll through. I'm just going to scroll and then stop and pick.
Please ask any question, you guys, that you have on your mind. Don't be afraid, because, you know, kind of like teachers always say, if you have a question, somebody else probably has it and they're waiting for you to ask.
Yep.
So yeah, now's a really good time while this is all really fresh. I know the video goes kind of fast. So if there's anything confusing about particular buttons or how certain things work, please ask us now.
Yep. All right. Evans Luma, we are going to give you $100 in promo credits. If you can respond in the chat with your BeatStars, go Evans with your BeatStars username. You guys, these are the people who work at BeatStars. We're some weirdos. But if you can respond with your username in the chat, that would be much appreciated, and we'll make sure to get you those promo credits. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start answering some questions. So let me make sure I scroll down so that I don't miss this. All right. So first question about chatbots. How long does it normally take to set up a chatbot generally? Jamil, you'd probably be the best person to answer this question.
Well, it depends on like how in depth you want to get. For me, obviously you saw like all that typing was kind of like sped up. But I mean, you can pretty much do it as long as you know what you're doing. It takes a little bit of feeling out just to know exactly how to move all the different flows around and how you want to arrange it. But your first time shouldn't take no longer than half an hour to an hour, I would say. The hardest part is just like really trying to figure out exactly what you want to say and how you want to direct people to certain things. But really, like, it's pretty like intuitive once you get the hang of it, actually, like, you know, physically setting it up. Awesome. So yeah, there's no reason not to do it. Just set aside an hour from your day, use the video as a reference. If you'd like, maybe if you wanted to start out with something more tame, you could possibly just use Facebook's like regular messenger. But really, I think to take the full advantage of it, you'd want to use ManyChat, just because there's so much more customization options. Yep.
Another thing, you guys, that I've seen a couple of people ask, where did it go? Oh man, somebody added a question and now it scrolled down. But with the chatbots, like Jamil said, definitely make sure to get those set up. I mean, it could really go. I saw somebody in the comments actually ask, they're used to another tool that goes pretty in depth. This chatbot flow can go as in depth as you want it to. As you saw what Jamil did, I think he did a pretty good balance between going in depth, but not being, this being something you spend a week on. But definitely finding that balance is really important too. And like Jamil mentioned, the keywords as well. Just think about what people are asking. You could even, like Allison mentioned with the type form, just be like, okay, send out a survey. What common questions do you have about purchasing beats? And say that you're going to choose 3 winners to give $50 in beat credits to, or a free wave license to. And now you have some kind of like mini market research. Definitely, if you feel like you don't know where to start, listen to the best practices you hear in these videos. But it's also important too to just ask your customers, hey, I saw you purchased a beat for me. Did you have any questions when you're going through the buying process, or did you have it all figured out? And just have that real communication with people and see what exactly they think. Let's see, a couple of other questions people have. I'm trying to find ones that are specific to
I see the newest question was, what if I make many genres of music? How can I make it clear on the site that something is one track some things from R&B and others from hip hop. You could, like I kind of mentioned in the video, you could use track lists on your pro page to segment different genres. You could also use it to segment like in any way you want. You could say like, a particular artist type beat. That's a really good way. And obviously like using the chat bot, like I gave 3 examples. I said like trap, R&B, and I forget what the last one, or pop, I think was the last one that I said, but you can like keep creating like more flows. We're saying like, like click here for different genres and then put like 3 more and then put another like 4 or 5 in the next page. So, the segmenting options on BeatStars are not limited. And on ManyChat, there's ways to get around it too, where you're not limiting yourself to one particular type of genre. And to go back to what Jasmine said, you might want to send out a survey just to see like, or, even look at your own sales and plays and traffic on BeatStars in the stats section to see which of your genres are the most popular and which ones you should be putting at the forefront.
I also saw somebody here ask, can we rewatch this webinar? So we're recording it right now, and we'll make sure, because we have you guys' email since you signed up, to send you the link to the webinar to rewatch it after, if you kind of want to review the Q&A. But again, if you want to just kind of rewatch the tutorial, definitely feel free to go to our YouTube channel, and we'll be covering that.
Yeah, I'll also be sending out a follow-up email either today or tomorrow, and that will include the webinar link. So just be sure to look out for that email, and you can rewatch the webinar there as well.
So you guys, I guess we were supposed to have given away more promo credits by now. So I want to know in the comments how much you guys are loving this webinar and what you guys have learned thus far. Because it's really important for us to provide value to you guys. Again, we don't want to just do these to talk. We want to make sure we're really helping you guys grow your business. And so it's important for us to know that we are helping you guys out and we're in the right direction with exactly how much information we're sharing, what we're reviewing, and talking about some of those practices. Oh, you guys, you better not be saying 100% love it because you want to get them promo credits. I hope you guys really mean it. Flores, I saw that you say you're still waiting to get your question answered. Make sure that it's in the Q&A portion. We'll make sure that either we address it directly or out loud. Thank you guys so much for all your kind words. We really, really appreciate it.
So glad it's helpful. It's great.
And definitely let us know too, connect with us on social, on that landing page. Our socials are on there, or in this chat right now, or connect with us on BeatStars. Let us know what you guys want to learn. We, in our minds, think we know, okay, we think this would be important, but maybe this is not what you guys want to know. Maybe there's something else you guys are really struggling with, and there's a couple people. Make sure to reach out to us and let us know, and we want to make sure we get something scheduled, because like Jamil said, if you have the issue or the question, there's probably hundreds of other producers and creators on the platform who do as well. So with that being said, I'm going to scroll and stop. I got to look up so I'm not choosing the name intentionally. So I'm going to scroll and stop. I'm trying to see this full name. Jonas, if you can message us your @name, we will make sure to give you $100 in promo credits. So you guys, for those of you that have won the promo credits, definitely let us know. We'll let you guys know. We'll shoot you a DM on BeatStars after the promo credits have been applied. So make sure to check your BeatStars DM and we'll make sure to communicate with you guys. Allison, if you could take note of Jonas's username. I have the other 2 that I'll send to you after this.
Cool.
Awesome. So I guess you guys, we have about 30 minutes left and we still have one more topic to get into, which is the text marketing. So Jamil, if you don't mind maybe trying to refresh one more time, and before we get started with this video, you guys, will make sure you guys don't find it as blurry. And if you guys don't, then we'll press play. If not, maybe Jamil, I'll try and stream it and see if that clears things up.
Okay, maybe I won't go full screen or something to see if that makes it
cool.
less blurry. I'll just refresh the page. Oh my God, what happened? Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay. All right, let me play it and then let me see. Hey everyone, it's Jamil. Today I'm going to show you how to collect phone numbers from your BeatStars account to use in text message marketing campaigns. Text marketing is an incredibly effective way to reach your audience in a more personal way. In 2021, everyone has their phone on them at all times. People are using them to stay connected to friends and family, conduct business, and more. This is why over 90% of text messages that are received are open and read. Emails are still effective, but the intimacy of text messages is basically unrivaled. So, how can producers take advantage of this? Through BeatStars integration with FanConnect. First, what you'll need to do is visit the marketing integrations section of your account and scroll down to FanConnect. You can use this button here to sign up. Once your account is created, you can log into FanConnect in the same page in your BeatStars account. It'll ask for your phone number or username and your API key. Your phone number can be found here in your FanConnect dashboard, and your API key can be found by hovering over this section here with your name, then choosing API in the drop-down menu. You can copy your key here and then paste it into your BeatStars to bring up this section. Here we have groups for customers, free download users, and pro page subscription form. This is where we enter the groups from our FanConnect account that we want phone numbers we collect to go to. So, in order to get these phone numbers to go somewhere in our FanConnect accounts, let's create these groups.
Jamil,
From the left-hand menu in your account,
I'm gonna try and stream this because people are saying it's still a little bit blurry. So you guys, we're gonna run it back and see if it works on mine. If not, we'll go through it. You guys, with this last video, our apologies again. Zoom can be kind of wonky, but we'll make sure that we have this webinar available, and we also have the videos available on YouTube. So I'm going to try and share my screen and share computer sound. All righty. Can you guys see my screen? Let me minimize this. Okay, awesome. Let's try and run it back. Let me know if this is blurry. I'm going to double check that it's on 1080 as well. Let me move this. Let me know how this is working for you guys.
Hey everyone, it's Jamil. Today I'm going to show you how to collect phone numbers from your BeatStars account to use in text message marketing campaigns. Text marketing is an incredibly effective way to reach your audience in a more personal way. In 2021, everyone has their phone on them at all times. People are using them to stay connected to friends and family, conduct business, and more. This is why over 90% of text messages that are received are open and read. Emails are still effective, but the intimacy of text messages is basically unrivaled. So, how can producers take advantage of this? Through BeatStars integration with FanConnect. First, what you'll need to do is visit the marketing integrations section of your account and scroll down to FanConnect. You can use this button here to sign up. Once your account is created, you can log into FanConnect in the same page in your BeatStars account. It'll ask for your phone number or username and your API key. Your phone number can be found here in your FanConnect dashboard, and your API key can be found by hovering over this section here with your name, then choosing API in the drop-down menu. You can copy your key here and then paste it into your BeatStars to bring up this section. Here we have groups for customers, free download users, and pro page subscription form. This is where we enter the groups from our FanConnect account that we want phone numbers we collect to go to. So, in order to get these phone numbers to go somewhere in our FanConnect accounts, let's create these groups. From the left-hand menu in your account, select Groups. We can click this Actions button here to add groups. I'm going to create groups for free downloads, buyers, and subscription form. You can name these whatever you want. The important thing is to copy and paste it into the form on BeatStars, exactly how it's written on FanConnect. What I'll do first is enter free downloads. Now let's go make sure those are turned on in our account. Let's check out one of our tracks here. If you scroll down to the free download options, you'll need to have capture email only selected. This is how to get the phone number section in the form to appear. Now let's visit the Pro Page Setup section of our account. Here we have to enable FanConnect in order to make it show up. Then we'll enter the group name that we want these phone numbers to go to. I'll use my subscription form group. The pop-up is going to say sign up for our email and text list for 10% off your first purchase and more future discounts. In the last section for customers, we'll use the group buyers we created earlier. These are the people who actually complete purchases on your page. In the checkout process, customers will be able to enter their phone number that will then go to your FanConnect account. Okay, let's check out how free downloads in the subscription form work for our Pro page. When we visit our Pro page, we'll be greeted with our email sign-up form. And because we've enabled FanConnect, we now have the phone number section at the bottom. Let me enter my phone number here, and then I'll go to one of my tracks and press free download. And we'll see that we have the phone number section available there now too. After entering our phone number in both of those sections, let's check out the groups page in our FanConnect account now. And here we can see our data appear there. Now that we have these numbers, we can begin using them for some text marketing. I'm going to press this Send SMS button here and begin creating a message. So these location filters allow you to segment by city, state, and postal code. This could be really useful if you have a large fan base to let them know about local events like a live show and allow you to really personalize messages as well. For producers, if you make type beats like West Coast type beats, and you want to let all of your audience in California know you have something new for them, you're able to do that. If you also make New York drill along with your West Coast beats, you can make sure the New York drill goes to your New York audience at that same time. Creating different messaging for different parts of your audience can capture your customers' attention and make them click through if they really feel like the content is relevant to their needs, instead of just a generalized message that gets spammed to everyone. You can then schedule the delivery. I'll leave mine at the current time so it sends out right away. You can set up message templates and select them here. I'm going to write a brand new message though. Something that you want to make sure you do in your message is be engaging and brief. Text messages work better when they're shorter, unlike emails. So some of the things you may include in an email campaign like images and eye-catching graphics won't be available to you. You're going to have to make your words count and deliver your message concisely. Offering value never hurts. If your audience sees you're giving them free material or discounts, they'll see the value in being on your messaging list and be more likely to continue opening your messages and stay on your list. My message is to my subscription form signups, so I'll say, here's your 10% off coupon as promised. Thanks for checking out my beats. Promo code 10%. This message delivers exactly what we promised when this user gave us their phone number, which is only going to build trust from the customer and make them feel confident about our future messaging. Now this brings me to my next point, which is don't overuse this feature. Make sure you have a really good reason to send a text every time you send it. Too many messages can lead to upset customers and make them want to opt out of your mailing list. Remember, they trusted that you would only use their phone numbers for relevant messaging, so it's up to you to keep up your end of that promise. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button for more videos in the Producer Marketing Playbook.
Good job, Jamil. Yeah, good job, Jamil, says Ryan. So yeah, you guys, hopefully that was a little, hold on one second. My apologies, our YouTube was starting to go again. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, you guys can watch these videos again, as always. And I'm glad that the quality was higher, but this is the quality of all of our videos. For some reason, Zoom can, like I said, get weird. So make sure to go back on YouTube and you can see the HQ version. But with that being said, let's go ahead and see some of these questions that you guys have about text marketing. Let's see. Let's see what good questions we have. You guys have a lot of really great questions. I guess since we're in the last 20 minutes, we'll kind of go through these. So feel free to ask questions, you guys, also about BeatStars, the pro page, general selling beats questions, and we'll make sure to get it out. But make sure that you guys use this Q&A portion on the bottom, because that's where we're going to look at questions. So one of the polls that I'd really love for you guys to answer is, what's your biggest pain points with marketing? Feel free to select as many, but we definitely want to know the question. One of the very first questions I saw was, how do you get that first beat to sell? Well, marketing is a great way to do that. So to understand where you guys are with marketing, kind of what those pain points are really important to us. So definitely make sure to take that survey, and we'll keep those things in mind as we continue to schedule more webinars. But one of the questions that I saw on here is, where can I learn more about licensing? Stuff like the contracts and other important things to understand as a producer and a music professional. And there are two really great answers for that. One, we have a section on the 30-day challenges, on the 30-day challenge that's about reviewing and updating your license and agreements. We also added a guidebook, or I guess the list of key terms that producers may tend to forget in their licenses, written by a lawyer that works at the company. And he included some examples in recent music court cases where having these terms would have been relevant. So as always, make sure to check out the 30-day challenge. We also have a new live show, if you guys haven't checked it out, called Protect Your Art, hosted by Kyle. Again, he's the lawyer here, and he is the one that goes through each week to talk about different kinds of music and law topics, licenses, agreements, copyrights, all of those things. And we actually have a webinar, and we'll release the date later on, but the very next webinar that we'll have is actually about copyrights and licenses. So if you want to learn about those things, make sure to be on the lookout for the webinar. But in the meantime, going to the 30-day challenge and making sure you're checking out BeatStars live schedule is a really great way to learn about those topics, because they are very, very important. So making sure that you understand and know what a license means is really important. Also, for those of you, not to kind of subtly plug this, but for those of you that have the pro page, you guys do have unlimited licenses options that you can add. So make sure you're utilizing those and creating different terms and things like that for the different kind of customers you may have, for sure.
Yeah, the more licenses that you have to offer lets you appeal to a wider audience. So having those unlimited licenses rather than just 2 or 3 or 4 is game changing for sure.
Yeah,
and I would add just one small caveat on top of that is, the more licenses you have, you're going to want to be using those resources that Jasmine just mentioned to understand your licenses in order to make them different enough and to be able to understand and communicate to your customers effectively what the difference is between those licenses. Because you don't just want a bunch of licenses and not explain the difference between them, because then if you don't understand and you're not explaining, then people won't really understand or know why they need to upgrade, which is something that you kind of saw me allude to in the chatbot video, where people may have questions about your licenses. So definitely use those resources, tune in to Protect Your Art to make sure you understand them so you can tell your customers what they mean.
Yep. And somebody asked, by the way, is the 30-day challenge free to join? I can see it provides a lot of useful information. 100% yes. You just got to go to beatstars.world/30-days, and you can access all of the information and all of the resources we talked about. Again, we're not successful if you guys aren't successful. Having a platform for producers to be on is great. But if the producers on your platform aren't making money, their businesses aren't growing, then we're doing something wrong. So it's really important for us to be able to educate you guys and provide that information. And this 30-day challenge, it took a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of research, a lot of brain power, and we really put our all into this challenge. So if you haven't already checked it out, definitely make sure to go to beatstars.world and you can find all of those information and resources and pieces of content there. Another question we got is there any cool trends you have seen on BeatStars in terms of what people have been searching lately in the marketplace? Any interesting genres or artists that come up? So I could say one thing that I would recommend, and you guys can feel free to speak on it too. On our social channels, we tend to every once in a while put out type beats you should make this week, which was formerly known as Rising Search Predictions. We base that off of data and what we're seeing artists search on the back end, but also what's coming out in music, because typically when an album or a project comes out, the search for that particular type beat grows. So that's an easy way for you to catch trends as far as what people may be searching. Have you guys seen any other tips and tricks to kind of be able to kind of understand what artists are looking for?
Yeah, I know that on the publishing Instagram, yeah, there's a lot of different posts that will kind of highlight what's trending. I know a few weeks ago, different like subgenres of pop were trending, like hyper pop and electronic pop. So that was really interesting to learn. But yeah, I mean, just kind of touching more on what Jasmine said, I think, making sure that you're following our social medias to kind of keep an eye out for that. That's something that we post often and try to inform you guys about.
Awesome. Let's see. How important is growing a following as well as getting likes and comments within BeatStars? I guess it's a matter of what you mean as important. Obviously, the more brand awareness you can have, the better. But followers doesn't always directly equate to X amount of sales. You could have 60,000 followers, and if only 1% are actively searching for beats on your page in a given year, you're probably not going to be making as much money as you could. So I would say, growing your following is important, but having an engaged audience is even better. And that's where the things that Jamil talked about in the videos, or that you've heard Allison mention about marketing practices with the email marketing and the text, that's where those things come into play. It's just to keep your audience engaged with you.
I see one question that was asking if you can give example of 4 or 5 successful licenses that are different enough, what's their value and how to make it clear to customers. So there are like default licenses in place on your BeatStars account. If you have the obviously pro page, then all of them are kind of unlocked and available. If you have a free plan, then you could choose 2 of them. But yeah, so we kind of break it down in a simple way where we have one that says MP3, one that says wave, one that says I think trackouts, and then there's unlimited, and then there's exclusive. So those are like some easy, like pretty basic ways that we kind of have where you can structure them. Obviously they're fully customizable, so you can like upsell your licenses in different ways where you add more features, have less features in certain one, whatever you want. How to make it clear to customers, you could use in the track metadata, you can use feature lists, or in the license metadata, sorry, you can use feature lists where you break down like in bullet points what the licenses come with to be able to effectively communicate that to customers. So use a feature list, check out other successful producers that you admire, see how, just look on their pro page, and most of them will have the feature list. Obviously, your licenses are going to be unique to you. So you want to make sure, like we said, fully understand your licenses before you break down that feature list. But yeah, we do have the built-in feature list that you can have on your pro page. So that's the easiest way to break down these licenses to people.
Yep. Another question from RRV Music. What's the best marketing plan to build a solid following and fan base from scratch? Again, that's something that can be answered in the 30-day challenge. There was a ton of resources and guides that help you not only narrow down your audience, but narrow down an effective marketing strategy and help you put it into action. So we could go into detail about that all day, but the best piece of advice I can give you is to definitely check out that 30-day guide. Another question. Oh, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I was going to add that within the 30-day challenge too, there's actually a guide that touches more on how you can set up your chat bot. I'll go ahead and drop the link in the chat. But yeah, we have some resources within the guide, within the 30-day challenge that kind of covers these integrations that we talked about. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there too. It's day 20.
That 30-day challenge is everything, you guys. I don't know how many times I can repeat it. This is the best piece of content we've probably ever put out as far as information about growing your business and building a marketing strategy. So if you're wondering how to increase sales, you don't know where to start with marketing, or you feel like you're doing it but not doing it right, go to this resource, make sure you follow the challenge, do the initiatives, use the resources, and you'll be on the right direction. All of these resources were created by our internal team, which means it's something that BeatStars is actually doing. So we're practicing what we preach. We're teaching you the things that we're doing to grow this business and sharing those same principles with you guys so you can apply it to yours. Another question said, how much would it cost to utilize all of the great tools that we mentioned? So Jamil, do you want to talk about our integrations and the cost associated with them?
Yeah, so if you have a pro page, they're free. So all three of these, I created the videos using free accounts. I made that, so Allison and I both used the same accounts when we were doing when we were using the MailChimp, email, the welcome email and the follow-up email creation. We did that on a free account. I did the ManyChat one on a free account. I did the Fan Connect one on a free account. So to do what we did in those videos, you don't need to pay anything. Obviously, there's more features that you unlock if you pay for the particular subscriptions, however their pricing structures are for them. But to do kind of like the basic things that we showed you, it was free for me to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's important to remember that, like with the pro page, you're unlocking so many things within BeatStars, but you're also getting all of these amazing marketing integrations. And it really does save you so much time on like the business side of your beat business. It really is. That way you have more time to create and you can spend less time worrying about all of these different marketing things that you need to be doing. BeatStars pro page has all of that, which is really, really great.
I saw Brainiac Beats. Are you still supporting Data Crushers? Yes, we are. And we have a Data Crushers tutorial coming out very soon. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Another question that we got is, let me scroll up. Is it worthy to make a post on Instagram saying that my beats are free for nonprofit? I think that's really up to you. If you are giving free, a lot of times what I'll see people do is they'll do free for download, but they'll do two things. One, it'll be free for download for nonprofit use. That way artists can, because a lot of times you'll see, even with like industry artists, they make a ton of songs, but not all of them work out on the album. So sometimes people will say you can do free for nonprofit, but if you want to release this, you have to purchase a license. I've seen other people say they can download it free, but it has minimal tags, like maybe like 2 or 3 instead of tagged every, 8 bars or something like that. But it's completely up to you. If you're comfortable doing free for profit in exchange for something, which is completely normal when trying to build your business, nothing increases brand awareness and word of mouth like giving your product to a bunch of people and allowing them to talk about it, especially if it's good. But it's completely up to you and your personal preference how much you want to market that, or if you want to just let people download it and come across it if they want. Somebody said, suggestions for better click-through rates and opens on emails. Right now, mine is sitting at a low around 2%. Would it just require more email contacts? So Allison actually has done a really great job with transforming BeatStars' click-through rates and open rates. So Allison, do you want to talk about some of those practices that you've implemented?
Yeah, for sure. I think first and foremost, if you're having trouble with your open rates or your click rates, you should definitely take some time to do some A/B testing. And what that means is you send out one email with one subject line, and then you send out another email with a differing subject line. And doing tests like that with your emails to try to see what is getting the most engagement really helps. That way you can kind of establish an email strategy and go from there. So maybe you're using a particular voice or tone with your subject lines or your preview lines or even your email copy. You should definitely just try changing it up a little bit. Try the personalization tactic, make your emails more personable, come across in the most authentic and genuine way possible. And of course, if you can, be sure to segment your audience. That way, you're supplying your audience with emails that they're actually wanting to open because it's relevant to them.
Yep. Another question we have from Sicky8K, what gets your beats in the opportunity playlist? Is it mainly how popular the beat is, how good it is, how unique or similar to the type of opportunity? To answer that question, kind of switching gears, it's really just, is the beat fire? And does it sound like it would be a tight beat for this artist? There's nothing more to it. That's another one of those.
You'll see in the, sorry, I cut you off.
Go ahead.
But if you go through the playlist, like you'll see like there are some tracks that obviously, because once they're added, it gets a lot more plays.
Yeah.
But like we've seen tracks that our playlisters have added with 1 play, 2 plays, like 30 plays. It's it doesn't depend on how many. The whole point of it is to get more plays, to get more listens. From everybody on BeatStars. So it's only if the beat is fire does it match the artist. That's basically it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Another benefit of the pro page, again, like Allison said, you're not just unlocking the actual pro page and being able to build your custom storefront, but you're unlocking these integrations, you're unlocking access to opportunities and to submit multiple beats. So again, if you're on the fence and if you have a marketplace or free plan, I would highly recommend trying the pro page. Again, this is not just because we work here. It's truly, for only $20 a month or $19.99, if you do annual, you end up paying around $14.99 a month. So you get a really big discount. You unlock so many things that can help you grow your business. And again, you have to start somewhere. And you have to remember too, like if you're not going to invest in yourself, why would customers invest in your business? You know what I mean? Like, they want to see a professional storefront. They want to know that you're serious and about business. So even if you don't get any sales, just remember that, again, this is something that takes time. It takes effort, it takes you being strategic about it. And over time, you'll get there. But we have about 2 minutes left in the webinar, and we still got 2 more winners for the pro page credits. So one thing I want to know from you guys is, what is the, how did you hear about this webinar? That's something we want to know, but also in the comments, if you guys want to let us know what integration did we go over today that you are most excited to set up after this webinar. I'm seeing some people say email. I'm definitely excited about. Fan Connect, ManyChat, all of it. That's a great answer. Somebody saw it from Allison's email. See, that means she did a good job. That's why you need to trust her. Let's see. BeatStars Studio app. You saw the notification. That was Allison as well. She is the queen of communication. So next time you guys see these emails or you see these push notifications, don't just open them, study them. See how Allison is communicating with our community and see what type of language she's using, because her full-time job is to do this. So she's researching trends, she's doing A/B testing, she has a lot of trial and error. So you can learn from what she's doing and interpret it for yourself, even when we're not doing one of these webinars. All right, let's see. Neil Tucker, if you want to send us your BeatStars @name, we'll go ahead and send you something. And then we'll pick one more. RRV Music, send us you guys as BeatStars @name, and we'll be giving you guys $100 in promo credits. For those of you that attended this webinar, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. We'll be communicating with you, sending you the link to the webinar, and also giving you any resources we talked about. But if you guys have any additional questions, make sure to reach out to us on social, continue to sign up for these webinars, and we'll make sure to see you guys again soon. So thank you so much for all of you that attended, and we can't wait to see you guys again. So you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you guys set up your pro page, make sure you're setting up these integrations, and get to making those sales. Awesome. All right, guys, we shall see you later.
Thanks for being here. Bye.